Hello everybody, it's Sequel back again today, and welcome back to today's video. And in today's video, we will be building a marble run in Space Flight Simulator. I forgot to record half of it because I didn't plan on making it an actual build video, and then I decided halfway through I would. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So we started off by building a fairing part. I wanted to have this because I thought it'd be cool, and later in the video I realised that I would have a big problem with this because the probe which was attached to the wheel would get stuck in the fairings. It was nothing to do with the gap, don't know why it did it, but it just glitched through the fairings and then got stuck every single time I went to test it out. So we had to fix that later in the video again. And yet again I forgot to add RCS to this one as well, so I had to bring the whole structure over to the launch pad and then fly it back again. But this one wasn't too hard. So this is how I'll give you a sneak peek of the top half. So the ball rolls down here and then rolls down the tube, then goes into this hole and then down the wheels. So I now went ahead and I was running out of ideas, so I just built a probe thing. And yes, it's just made of probes. It took quite a long time to figure out how I actually wanted it to look, but in the end we finally got there, and I think it came out pretty well. We then went ahead, we then finished the second part of it, and I just wanted to make sure there was enough space for a rover wheel to go through. So that worked perfectly, and then went and carried on filling up the rest of it and just duplicating a few parts and filling it all up. Then we went to assemble it, and yet again I forgot to add RCS to it. So I went back and drove it all the way to the launch pad again, which with a structure that high and that big, you can tell it takes a long time. So after we did that, I then realised I forgot to add the docking ports. That was a big problem. So I then forgot to record this part, so we then made another little section. This time I tried silver parts, and I thought this looked a bit like a submarine, but that's just me. So that we then brought that back over, and the bit at the bottom here, as you can see, I built that before the rest of it. I knew that's going to be the bottom straight away, so that's why I thought I'd added that in. I forgot to record that again. And probes are powerful, so try not to muck things up with them, just like I did here. So this process did take a very long time, mainly because I kept mucking it up. This was about the 5th or 6th take I actually did. I then decided I didn't want to try and connect it again because I had a lot of problem with that. So I then just went and landed it again. And that little black thing there just floating around, that is actually a weight to keep it down when it's on the ground, because at the minute it is very, very, very uneven. So I then went back, I then added another part again. So I like the idea of the fuel tanks, I thought they looked pretty cool. So I thought to myself, do you know what? Let's go build another one. And I had a bit of problems with the builder area, so I decided I would have to go one by one and do it the hard way. So I then tried to get out of the area with a engine and just rotating it, and I then went ahead, same with all the other ones, I then did it, but this time I decided I actually wanted some fairings in it as well. So I just made sure there was enough gap, and I then just went ahead and I put fairings in it because I didn't want to be able to see where the actual hole was. I'm still not sure if a wheel can fit through this, but we'll have to test that in the next video. But I just wanted fairings just to make it look interesting and just to make it seem, you know, a bit different. So I then went ahead, I then added the top of it. I then couldn't make my mind up, and I then just went round and finished it all off. I then made sure to select it all and clip it all together, and then after that remove the docking ports and rotate it again just to fix a tiny little docking ports onto that, because you know, we need docking ports connected together. I then connected the probe so I could control it, and yet again we forgot about RCS. That's obviously how we roll. So I then got rid of the engine because we don't need that anymore. I then decided on a colour. Now get the popcorn ready because this is going to take a long time. So first of all, we decided on a black and white texture. Then I was like, no, that's not gonna work. Then tried orange. I was like, yes. And I was like, grey. No. Then I decided, do you know what? I do not like grey. I'll go grey again. I tried silver. Nope. And I also then again tried black. And no. I then tried orange. And then I took orange as my final thing. And keep in mind, this is all time-lapsed. So that did take a long time. I have no idea why I can't make my mind up. That's just me being me, basically. So I didn't add RCS again in fashion, so I then brought it all the way back over and knocked over a weight, and yeah, tried to land it all again and tried to make sure the weight could actually support it if it did tip back over again. So that is all for this episode. If you do have any sections you would like me to add, comment down below. So comment the parts, and that's really it. Just comment the parts you would like me to make a section out of, and I will add it in the next episode. Yeah, so sorry that was a bit of a shamble. I promise the next episode will be much better. So that's all for me today, and I'll see you in the next one.